Good morning. My name is Virginia McLean, and today I get to introduce one of my best friends, Charlotte Stakem. Charlotte was one of my very first friends at St. Mary's when I came as a freshman. In fact, the first person to invite me somewhere at St. Mary's was Charlotte. One of my favorite memories of our friendship was when our families, along with Langston and her family, took a week-long ski trip together for spring break. By the third day, Charlotte and I, for no apparent reason, decided it was in our best interest to get into a fight at dinner. When I say fight, I mean punching, slapping, scratching, and there was blood drawn. I'm sure our parents were extremely skeptical of our friendship then, but look at us, 3 years later, still being best friends. This story is an excellent representation of the Charlotte we all see on the soccer and lacrosse fields, strong, competitive, and never willing to give up. However, she is also one of the most kind, loyal, funny, and loving people I've ever known, and I don't know where our class would be without her today. There is so much more I could say about her, but I'm going to let her do the rest of the talking. So I give you Charlotte Louisa Stakem.
My brother is my best friend. Being only 15 months apart, I have watched Gray grow up while also growing up beside him. We have been really close ever since we were little, but we were not always the nicest to each other. For example, one day when we were really little, Gray had just gotten a toy John Deere Gator, like the ones we used to play with in Maine, to play with in our backyard. Being the jealous older sister, of course I wanted to drive it too. However, Gray was not having this. So instead of being a nice, kind little brother, he proceeded to try and hit me and run me over with the gator. He was then falling over laughing while I lay on the ground screaming. While we look back and laugh on the snow, I'm pretty sure I was not too fond of Gray as my little brother at this time. But I definitely got my payback when I told Mom you fed the dogs your veggies during dinner, when in fact I was the one who had fed them to the dog. She proceeded to chase you around the house to get you in trouble while I stood there dying laughing. I'm sorry about that one. But the good times we've had throughout our childhood outweigh everything. From randomly going into each other's rooms to talk for hours, driving you around everywhere before you got your license, teaming up on our parents, long car rides, Avery and I annoying you in your room, and even borrowing lots of money, which you will get back at some point, maybe. Also, you're welcome for making high school at least a little bit easier for you, because I've prepared our parents for all of the dumb stuff that could happen or you could do. Gray and I have done it all, and I wish I had taken the time to savor those moments more than I have. Being the older sister, I always thought that Gray was the one who needed me to always be strong and there for him, when in reality, I think I'm the one that needed Gray as my best friend. I'm avoiding thinking about the fact that in less than a year, we will not be living under the same roof, and I will not be able to walk up the stairs and see him every day. So, take the time with your siblings and cherish every moment, because one day you will wake up and your baby brother will be 5 inches taller than you and able to drive a car, and you will be wishing you could stop time from going so fast. Siblings are put into our lives to be there with you through all the awkward phases, so don't take them for granted. To my parents, first, I'm sorry to tell you, but the dent in the front of my car is not from being hit in the junior lot, but from me hitting the broken down St. Mary's school bus while attempting to back into a spot. I just had to get that off my chest. But aside from that, thank you all for being my biggest supporters and the best role models for me and Gray. Finally, to my class of 2025. Thank you all for giving me the best chosen family I could have ever asked for. I have cherished every moment we have spent together, and I know we're all stressed about what is to come for our futures, but remember to savor these last moments together. As Ferris Bueller once said, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Thank you.